What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cinema Trip Previews. I am Wyatt, and today on the show, I'm going to be watching the debut trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps. I believe this is a teaser trailer. I don't think it's a full length, like two and a half minute trailer or anything like that. Just something to really kind of set the tone, get people excited for it. I've been trying to stay away from everything regarding this trailer all day. I mean, as far as Fantastic Four, I kind of talked about it in my 2025 movie preview. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. I am excited for it. I haven't really been huge on a lot of the Marvel MCU stuff as of the past couple of years or so. I've been really kind of being picky and choosy as far as things go since like Endgame and Infinity War and stuff. Just a lot of stuff that it really just doesn't really pique my interest as far as like the TV shows and some of the movies they release. So I've really been just kind of going to the theaters or checking them out when they release on video or DVD or digital or whatever. Just stuff that I'm interested in, like Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of the bigger name stuff. I'm not really here for like the Black Widows or the Shang-Chi's or some of this other, or the Eternals, like stuff that I'm not really interested in. But Fantastic Four, where I mean, I've read some of the comics growing up. I've watched the movie with, Chris Evans and Jessica Alba and everything. I haven't seen the second one like of that. And I actually haven't seen the reboot they tried a couple years ago as well, just because I heard how bad that was. I'm sure eventually me and Vern will cover it on Heroes of Our Time at some point, but I mean, I don't have a vast knowledge of Fantastic Four or its history or everything like that. So, I mean, there may be some stuff in this trailer that I may miss as far as references or Easter eggs or whatnot. So don't get mad at me. Make sure to let me know in the comments what I miss in the trailer and everything, because I'm sure that there's going to be some things I missed out on. So without further ado, let's just get into it, man. Fantastic Four First Steps official teaser trailer. Now, this is starring Vanessa Kirby as Susan Storm, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch or Johnny Storm, of course, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards or Mr. Fantastic, and then you also have Eben Moss Backrack. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and he's going to be playing Thing or Ben Grimm. And from what I understand, you also have Ralph Ineson is there. He's going to be playing Galactus at some point. And Ralph Ineson, I'm not sure if we'll get to hear anything from him in this movie. But I mean, he has just such a presence about him and that voice. So, I mean, I cannot wait to hear his interpretation or how he presents Galactus in this movie. But like I mentioned, without further ado, let's just hop into it. Fantastic Four First Steps, official first look.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, obviously a very comic accurate thing, and the kind of the
Is this
suits.
guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been
Okay.
a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Damn.
As a family.
Family. We should have got Vin Diesel as the thing. That way you can just talk about family all the time. I mean, that's certainly a teaser trailer. I mean, it was a minute 37. I feel like it felt even shorter than that. But I mean, it's very encouraging what I've watched. It's very, it kind of boosts my morale for the movie as a whole, just because of, like I mentioned, how kind of down I've been on the MCU lately. And it seems like they've been kind of phoning it in and just kind of following the same blueprint they followed for years and years. But it seems like they're kind of going in a different direction as this, with this one. I mean, it definitely it gives me like the WandaVision vibes as far as like kind of going with the retro type feel of it and everything. I mean, we'll kind of play it back and look again, but I really dig the retro futuristic type, look they're going for it. From what I understand, just kind of the basic research, they're not directly connecting this within the current MCU and everything. I'm guessing this takes place earlier in the timeline or in a different timeline altogether. I'm not sure.
We make a point to do family dinner every week.
But I mean, I love the old school retro, like 60s, you know, futuristic type look to all this stuff.
Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter
Like
what.
the lights and the counters, the wood texture, even like the Marvel Studios logo and stuff. It's very like old school retro 50s, 60s style. Baxter Building. I like how the aspect ratio opens up as they're showing the trailer. Did he say Kirby? Is that the name of the robot? Herbie, sorry.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
And to be honest with Thing, I wasn't sure how they were going to go about it. I mean, I've seen some of the set photos of him in like the practical costume, like half of it, like the head and the hands and stuff. I wasn't sure how Thing was going to translate to the MCU, you know, the look and the CGI, because a lot of the complaints regarding MCU is the CGI and how lazy it's looked over these past couple of years and how things just don't look as good as it looked previously. So I was very eager to see how they do Ben Grimm. And I mean, this shot alone, I mean, it looks great. It looks fantastic as far as the CG and stuff, the robot and Ben.
Okay.
Now, as far as like,
This guy good or what?
something seemed off though.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic.
Like here,
Not
specifically
because-
when I watched
what?
this the first time
I wanna
here,
add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip. Okay.
I don't know. It's just something seems off to me. I mean, this movie, we're still months away from it actually coming out, but it just something seems off. And it just could be the voice. Maybe the voice to me doesn't match the look of the character. Maybe like just to me, that voice that
Delicious.
you know
I
he's
just wanna add
using
a little bit of zip.
doesn't seem
Okay?
like it matches with Thing, you know. And I'm not talking about how like the voice isn't synced up with the model, the character model or anything. It just does, like the voice doesn't sound like it matches, you know, the character itself.
Delicious. I just want to add a little bit.
I like the look though. I like the big ass rock eyebrow that he has. It's very, very old school Fantastic Four comic look and everything. It's just like the suits and stuff.
Zip.
I really dig it. Love the futuristic look of it. The retro-ness. It's amazing. I'm a sucker for retro stuff. So
Turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Ben Grimm.
Best looking, he means.
Ben got his fucking Raphael from Ninja Turtles incognito outfit. You know, the trench coat, the duster with the hat. It was a Jose Canseco bat. Tell me you didn't pay money for this.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a
That is a
rock.
cool effect. I mean, we talk about the Ben Grimm CGI, the Thing CGI, but look at the Human Torch, man.
Ben
looks
has
pretty
always
good.
been a rock. Johnny is Johnny,
Johnny is a weirdo, apparently.
and I am right here.
Sue Storm. I don't know much about some of these characters. I mean, obviously I've seen Pedro Pascal and other things. I've talked about Ralph Ineson. I haven't really seen Vanessa Kirby or Joseph Quinn really in anything. And same with Eben. I know that I think Eben's in The Bear, the show. I know is critically acclaimed. I haven't seen it. But I haven't really seen, other than Pedro Pascal, I haven't really seen much of any of these actors and actresses in here. I mean, Vanessa Kirby, immediately, I mean, she looks like Sue Storm. Man, she looks like the character. She looks amazing. And man, she's pretty fine too. She's pretty fine. She looks good.
Me. And I am right here.
And this, it looks like they're doing like, it's so cliche at this point. And I mean, I understand that there's different aspects of, you know, wanting characters that know how to fly to learn the ability to fly. And there's certain like, you know, pitfalls they fall into learning these things, learning their powers and everything. But man, we've had so many movies where someone's learning how to fly and they fly straight up into the air and then they don't know how to utilize their power, so their powers kind of turn off, and then they have that panic attack as they're falling, and then all of a sudden, either before they hit the ground or as they're falling, they figure it out. And it looks like that's exactly what we're getting here. Now, the thing is, if they've been around for a while, maybe he's not learning his powers here. Maybe he's just going like on a spiritual journey, just flying up into the sky and, you know, finding himself. But to me, this looks exactly like we've seen in every single other superhero movie or movie where someone learns how to fly.
I am right here. Whatever life throws at us.
It just looks like he doesn't know how to fly and he's gonna fall. I could be wrong though, but we've seen it a million times. It looks like the Fantastic Four are somewhat popular at this point. I mean, we've seen like before this dropped today, we saw a little teaser online they released of like all these kids and fans in front of the window TV, like trying to watch for the Fantastic Four and stuff. But I mean, you see it in this right here. I mean, kids are wearing like Thing costumes and masks and stuff. It seems like Fantastic Four has been around for a bit. People know who they are. They may have saved the world already at some point or some capacity. I like that, to be honest. I'm at the point now where I don't need to see an origin story for every single hero that we're introduced to. I mean, Fantastic Four have been around long enough. I think a lot of people already know who they are. So, I mean, I'm already at the point, unless it's a character I have no knowledge of whatsoever that not a lot of people know, we don't really need an origin story for these heroes at this point. So, I mean, hopefully that's not the route they're going. And I mean, if they do an origin story, that's fine, whatever. But I am all for just hopping in and just, you know, getting introduced to these characters and moving through whatever story they have to present. Like the car, Ben Grimm running into action. No clue who I think that looked like John Malkovich. Dope car though. Johnny Storm flying through the city. Ben Grimm running his ass off like Barry Sanders or some shit. But yeah, John Malkovich, I have no idea what character he's supposed to play at all. I don't know if he's connected to Galactus. I don't know if he's connected to like another surprise villain or something. Who knows? If maybe if you guys know, let me know in the comments about John Malkovich. And man, that Galactus shot, man, that just really shows you the scale and how big of a threat this dude is. I mean, look at it. Shadows going across New York City. That's fucking crazy. I'm assuming it's New York. You get to actually see the back of his head here. Now, I mean, I know the leaked, fan cam trailer from, I think it was Comic-Con from a year or two ago with the little super brief teaser trailer for Fantastic Four as they were still filming it. We actually got to see a shot of his eyes go up in front of the tower, the Baxter Building or whatever. That was pretty cool. We don't get to see that shot in this trailer, though. But, man, Galactus out here looking to cause some damage. And look at this. This right here, for those, I'm only 31. But for, kids maybe a little too young to know, this looks like they're being debuted on, like, the Ed Sullivan Show in, like, the 60s. Because for those who don't know, this setup right here with these arrows and like the little circle and stuff, that's like almost the exact same setup they had for the Beatles when the Beatles were introduced on the Ed Sullivan Show back in the 60s. I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I know a lot about that shit, but I mean, just watching the old videos and pictures, like that circle, like little dais they're on and with the arrows pointing, it looks like almost exactly like the Ed Sullivan Show when the Beatles were introduced. So maybe like that's the part at the beginning of the trailer here where they're kind of, looks like they're talking to like a documentary crew or whatever. Maybe that's something to do with like the Ed Sullivan Show, and then they're coming out in costume to be introduced to the public on the Ed Sullivan Show or something. I don't know. That'd be really cool if they do that and maybe have like if it's set in the 60s, have like a Beatles connection in there or something. I don't know. That maybe I'm just fanboying out. Like maybe have like a little Easter egg in here or something. Like maybe just like, oh, we pushed the Beatles back, their debut because the Fantastic Four are here or something. How fucking cool would that be? But yeah, that looks like the Ed Sullivan Show set. But Fantastic Four, First Steps. First Steps makes it sound like it's an origin story, though, right? Am I correct? It sounds like it's a origin story with first steps, or it's just the first big threat for the Fantastic Four. I don't know. I am actually pretty excited. I am even more excited now after watching that trailer than I was previously for it, just because I didn't really know what kind of tone they were going for, what it was going to look like, what some of these characters are going to look like. But I am very, very pleasantly surprised. I mean, obviously we didn't get to see too much, because I mean, we're still months out away from the movie dropping. I'm sure there's going to be an actual full length, like kind of story type trailer that comes out between now and then that even get to see even more in-depth stuff with the characters or maybe the villain or the actual plot of the movie itself. But I mean, just off of this, I'm very excited for the movie. It's definitely one of my most anticipated movies of 2025. Like I mentioned, if you haven't seen my 2025 movie preview video, definitely go check that one out. Talk about all the movies I'm excited for coming up throughout this year. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the trailer that's come out today? Do you think it looks good? Or do you think it looks bad? What kind of stuff are you excited for with this brand new iteration of the Fantastic Four coming to, the MCU or a new part of the MCU? I'm not really sure how it's going to connect by the end of it, but what are all your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Cinema Trip Reviews. Also, drop in and leave us a good review wherever you get your podcasts. Really helps the show get out there to a lot more people. And of course, I really appreciate it. And I'll see everybody next time.